Witam, my dear koledzy. Welcome to Kolejny Viewgene, where Gienek is viewing stuff. And of course, this is episode number 11, which is 11, of Public Drum Shaming by Eugene R, where R stands for obsmażenia. In today's batch number 11, we're gonna be reviewing these 10 unlucky or brave participants. And as usual, if you prefer to make a time-traveling jump in the future, feel free to use the timestamps. Before we jump in, I just want to remind you quickly, for anybody who would like to participate in these reviews and hasn't submitted their video yet, please make sure that you get familiar with the rules by watching this video here before sending me your stuff. As well as anyone who feels like supporting me a little bit financially can become my patron on my Patreon, which you can also see here, helping me out during these dark and uncertain times. If you can lend me a hand, hopefully it's gonna make my life a little bit easier to make these videos a bit more frequently, which I really enjoy making, but they are very, very time consuming. Let me turn this guy around. I'm not going to be reviewing myself this time because I think the last time everything was more or less smooth, with the exception that it was a rather long episode, but who cares? So enough of idle chit chat, and we're going to be jumping in immediately into the very first video, which is a rescheduled video from Mr. Vapula or Vapula, one of those from the previous batch. This time the link is working, thank you very much, all good. And this is Leech Eclipse Lockup drum cover. Super raw. Is this camera sound? Maybe, together with the song in the back. Nice wrist on the left and gentle molar on the right. Looks a bit like Jan Banquet's Berserker. Powerful strokes, nice and precise. Very nice and clean traditional blast. The snare is right in between the kicks. Splashing the rolls. Yes, he's cutting the bread on that hi-hat. Pay attention how high his hi-hat is, actually, like it's almost shoulder level. Amazing. Oh, this is it, that's it, it was so short. You know, I'd like to watch it again because it's only 58 seconds. And pay attention how he's holding the stick, not at the edge, but closer to the middle, like Travis Barker style. He's holding back in terms of endurance, so he knows that he has to blast all the time, but at the same time he's putting as much power into his hits as his body can allow it, so that he can squeeze out as much power from the hits. It's not that easy to tell, but I think the sound guy would have a good and easy time making him sound great with microphones. This is something you want during a live show and also like a recording with mics. Oh, great. Amazing. Well done.
Well done.
Okay, thank you very much. The good stuff. Clean blasts, very powerful blasts. Powerful rolls and also clean rolls. All the stuff that you played was, in my opinion, absolutely amazing for this camera sound. The bad stuff, also not actually that much. In the future, I would love to see more of the high quality Hollywood shit, like more mics, more cameras, more lights. So just in terms of production, that's the only thing that I would love to see being improved in the future. So it would be cool to see some triggers on the kicks and fast double bass, in case that's what you prefer to play. That's all I have to say, and once again, thanks for sending me the new link. Let's continue. Submission number 2 from Mr. Don S. Chen, and this is Thy Art is Murder, Dead Son. Let's watch. Electric Kit. Finger, nice finger movement on the right hand, and a little bit of wrist wiggling. Good. Relaxed hi-hat, very good. Oh, the foot cam is very dark, and it is made with a power soft video converter. Super tight hammer blast. For an electric kit, easy. Also, at the same time, powerful. No, super dark. Dixon 5 years warranty. Slower than last time. That foot cam frame is as thick as it can get. This is awesome. Ooh, this was suspiciously clean, but I'm still impressed. Yes, triplet kicks. Okay, cool. 8th notes, 2 8th note triplets, always a bitch. I can't wait to die. We all can relate. Oh yes, thumbs up, bro. Very good. Okay. Alright, thank you very much for the submission. The good stuff. Very powerful strokes and powerful blasts for such high tempo song. This is rather fast. You were rather hitting hard with the fingers and a little bit of like loose wrist. I have a pretty strong belief that if you would be playing an acoustic kit, it would still sound pretty decent. Just like we had Mr. Vapula before you playing with the camera sound. So that's just like my 2 cents. The foot technique was also very powerful, and you did pretty well on the 8th note and 8th note triplets, especially on the transitions between these two. Also powerful, nice tom rolls, sounded very loud, epic, and aggressive, of course, and overall very tight performance. The bad stuff, so I'm gonna start with the drumming, maybe the precision, which I am not 100% sure. Wait a second, now I'm reading that this is like a 270 BPM song. Is it that fast? Wow. I am so slow today. Not sure how much you cleaned up your own drumming. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. If you want to be 100% bullshit proof, then you'll have to record a video with a camera sound, but who cares about that? Maybe 5 people on the internet, whatever. So in my opinion, you did great. Regarding the production, yeah, the decapitated camera angle, this is one thing, you know, so that's the only thing that you could maybe, you know, pay more attention to, the way you look with lights, with cameras, and with angles. And especially the foot cam, it was very dark. You know, it was so dark that you could barely see anything. So maybe you don't have to get any super duper fancy lights. You can just get a very regular, like cheap ass $5 table lamp, whatever you can find, and it's gonna make actually a big difference. If you want people to check your technique, your skills, being able to tell what you can do, it would be helpful to be able to see what you're doing. Anyway, that was cool, so let's continue. Alrighty then, this is submission number 3 from Mr. This is Elliott, Delisle, Langlois, something like that, maybe French-ish. Canada, yes, Canada, most likely it's French, so yeah, pardon my French, my lady. So this is 4 AM, They Will Know Another. Once again, a Thy Art Is Murder, vocal and drum cover. So today's batch is going to be a Thy Art Is Murder batch. No mics. Yeah, because the only mic that he had, he put for vocals, not for drums. Oh, but he has like a cool mixer. No, wait a second, there was a mic'd drum, and now this is not a mic drum. Ooh, what are those effects? I'm having a hard time hearing the kicks. It's too much potatoes. Wow, it's a lyric video and so many effects. It looks like a video clip. Produced by Grupa 13. Traditional blast. The scream is nice, but yeah, the traditional blast is clean. It's so weird that the drums are like camera sound and the rest is not. You can hear the powerful hits on the kicks. And it's also like rather precise, but it's very muddy due to the recording. But there's an excavator in the back, so cool. And some bombs falling, that's not cool. Boom. No, please don't fall asleep. We're still playing. Music made you party all night. It was this. I'm sure it was the singer mixing this because he's in the spotlight. He put the drums in the back. Blasphemy. It does seem like it's a little bit faster than triplets, so I'm assuming triplets. Alright, thank you very much for this submission. The good stuff. Fancy looking production, cool red light district, red lights, a lot of effects and lyrics and whatnot. I can tell that there was a lot of, let's say, effort and time invested into editing this clip, which is, you know, always cool. I'm not going to be criticizing the vocals because I'm not an expert. I did enjoy them. In my opinion, it was pretty cool. I'm going to be criticizing your drumming. So the good stuff about your drums is, yeah, you were playing with decent power, especially on the kicks. Even though it was rather muffled, the traditional blast was good, nice and clean, at least from what I could hear. That was nice. Precisely executed drum parts, in my opinion. All of that stuff was cool for camera sound. But the bad stuff is the camera sound. It's just a little bit weird for me that the whole video overall produced thing with a lot of effort, and at the same time drums with camera sound. I just don't know. It seems like a rather extreme contrast. Most likely you had your reasons. Maybe you didn't have mics or that you didn't have the proper conditions to record your drums with. So I really don't know. And everything was there already, which means that if you slap some mics on, it's just gonna sound even better without, you know, touching, editing, quantizing, anything. So you already got the skills. You just need the gear to sound even better than that. You know, you already have the cool, you know, hooker lights and all that cool stuff going, which is awesome. And most importantly, in my opinion, triggers, I'm not sure if you were using them at all or no, but triggers in this kind of music are like almost essential, you know, especially you were not hitting 300 BPMs there with your kicks, so triggers, very important, and mics, of course. So, and then you're gonna be good. So in terms of your technique, I think everything was cool. And you know, also, another thing with the triggers, one thing is that the audience is going to be able to hear it. The second thing that you're going to be able to hear it, and you're going to be able to determine more precisely if you're clean or not with your kicks, which is absolutely essential. So please make sure that you focus on upgrading the gear, and then with better gear, you're going to be able to hear more of your good or bad drumming, which you're going to be able to improve later after that, okay? Let's continue. Submission number 4. This one's from Mr. Nikos Asimakis, which most likely is Greek. And of course, this is Xeos Rehearsal. It's chaos with an X. Unholy Strength, new track. So let's watch. I see drums, I see guitar. Let's see what this is about. Okay, check that foot cam. 1 foot, traditional blast. Oh, this is as raw black metal, as raw as it can get. That foot cam, it's like, I've never seen anything like that. Nice endurance, nice and relaxed, traditional blast. Triplet with 1 foot. You see a small impulse on the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 with his right hand. Helps to keep track. Okay, hand switching blast, fast stuff. I'm wondering if he's switching the hands for the blast just to relax, or if it also has a musical application, maybe both. I'm wondering if he's using triggers on the bass drum. I don't know. Man, those guitars are coming from hell. Way too loud. The right bell as well is a great way to help you, keep track of time, not getting lost. So it's, one thing is application from a musical point of view. The other one is to keep the snare rolling nice and smoothly. Very, very important. It's the checkpoint. You're not able to count every hit. It's too much to count. So you need to divide all those hits by 2, by 3, by 4, depending on the subdivision. And then you just count halftime. And as long as you keep the snare locked in within this halftime metronome cymbal hit, you're good. Why would you count 1 million hits if you can just count 500,000, which is half? Try to do less work. Check out, it's like a little bit of wrist on the left hand, a little bit of wrist and a bit of mostly fingers with the right, and the left one looks like this. Nice, it's very nice and precise. You can hear that it's super muddy and raw, but all the hits are there. So he's got great technique and very clean playing. Unlike the guitar player, no, I'm just joking. We're lacking the black and white video filter. Okay, Mr. Nikos, you're winning the marathon award. The guitar player, look at the guitar player, he seems tired. You're tired, think about your drummer. Okay, thank you very much. This was cool. The good stuff, endurance and being relaxed, very good. This is a perfect example of how extreme metal should be played when it comes to just very, let's say, monotonous, relatively slow blast or double bass playing when you have to just Wim Hof the whole thing, breathe, and hope to survive the whole thing, you know. Pace yourself. You are pacing yourself perfectly. So anybody who's struggling with, you know, pushing too much and then feeling tightness in their muscles and becoming stiff and getting tired and eventually failing, Mr. Nikos is a great example of how you should try to focus on relaxing. So you're not focusing at the moment of what you're doing. Basically, you're just focusing on remembering how long you still have to go. Okay, so you're running and you're like, oh, I still have 10 kilometers, whatever, to run. You are repeating the same movement for like 10 minutes non-stop. This is like the, you know, the Bruce Lee 10,000 kicks. He's practicing one kick 10,000 times, okay? So, and he's becoming the master of those traditional blasts. The bad stuff, just the mix, you know, like I wish the guitars could be a little bit quieter, but that's not big deal, you know. Also the video, more cameras, more lights, would be cool to see more exclusive drum stuff from you. It was awesome. So I really liked it. So that was very cool. Let's continue. This is submission number 5 from Mr. Rodney Laur, something like this. And this is famous last words in the blink of an eye. Drum cover. My dear friend Brian recommended this track to me, and damn, it is. And then I'm not gonna read what's next because I want to be also damn. Let's see these famous last words. My famous last words are gonna be damn, it is. Okay. Chachi Copeto. Okay. Most likely trigger on the kicks and raw mixed drums with the mics, as if he recorded everything and didn't mix at all. Ooh. The spring tension is rather loose. You can see how the foot cam is moving, like how the footboard is moving rather loose. It's not jumping back immediately, so there's like they're not super duper responsive. And you can see him lifting his foot and completely actually leaving the footboard, disconnecting from the footboard. Yes. He looks very young. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, Rodney? So the beater actually is touching the bass drum head at a bit of a more than 90 degrees, so it's like going a little bit overboard like this. And this is a rather, let's say, risky thing to do because, you know, you're kind of putting a little bit more work in order to push further. Yeah, you see now. Pay attention to the beater when it's in contact with the bass drum skin. It's a little bit angled, a bit counterproductive. Yeah, fast kicks. Okay, so you can see very nice, even swivel wiggling, like one stroke per side. He's still using a lot of upper leg motion, but it's like a mixture of ankles and upper legs, but not fully ankles. You know, you need to squeeze out some power, some juice, even though if you're using triggers. Very good. Yes, he's happy. I'm almost sure that he's very satisfied with his performance. I'm satisfied as well. And my famous last words were damn. Very good. Awesome. Very cool. Very enjoyable to watch. Thank you very much for this submission. The good stuff is tight and precise. The triggers were great. Swivel was great. The bad stuff, the mix is a little bit too raw for my taste, but this is just my 2 cents, you know. This was a little bit too carton box for my taste, but you know, it's like, who am I to judge? So it doesn't matter. I would love to see a little bit more of this damn, it is juice coming from your soul, okay, from your heart, because the drumming was great, the parts were great, precise and awesome, but I would love to see more fire. If you feel the music, you need to try to make your audience feel you as well, because this is what art is about, probably, besides making a lot of money, like zero. So yeah, a bit of face, a bit of body, a bit of in there. More cameras, more lights as always, you know, so a bit more video production and audio production, and it was cool in my opinion. Let's continue. This is submission number 6 from Mr. Rob Ulloa. Something along those lines. And this is Wings of Destiny, Circle of Fire, drum playthrough. This is an electric kit, looks fancy. Fast kicks. Okay, great ankle technique, demon drives. I like how he's looking in the camera, he's like, are you watching? I hope you do. Like. That's a fancy drum kit. Super small toms, and you see how they're far apart. Is he not having a hard time hitting them? I would totally miss them all the time. Super tight, super precise, but it's an electric kit, so I don't know. That studio looks fancy, and the lights. Subscribe. Maybe he's checking, you know, all the time if the cameras are still rolling. I know. Aha! Please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell button. Nice molar. He's like super relaxed. Very nice. Oh, super tight and relaxed. And powerful at the same time. Great skills. You know, even with, let's say, electric drums, even if this is super duper quantized and edited, it doesn't matter, because you can clearly tell that, you know, the movements are there. How precise are those? We don't really know, but you can tell that he knows what he's doing. Nice technical drum parts. Cool composing. You know, he paid a lot of attention to details, and that's why you should subscribe. I'm not gonna get tired of repeating this. Great. Yeah, wink. Cool. This was very enjoyable to watch. I don't know, I had so much fun. It was filled with positive energy. Thank you very much. The good stuff, super tight, super precise, very nicely composed drum parts, very technical stuff, great ankle motion, great drum rolls, a lot of great chops with cymbal chokes and tom rolls. All that stuff was cool. The bad stuff. Okay, so first of all, the electric kit. Yeah, we don't know how genuine and honest that performance was. I'm not gonna be bashing or criticizing you hardly that if you edited or if you didn't edit. It sounded very nice and clean, so but then that's also the problem. So whatever, doesn't matter, who cares. The second thing that I didn't really like that much is, let's say, like, you had those weird camera transitions, like the transition between angles when it was like a short fade out, fade in. It was just a little bit bothering for my eyes, but this is a very minor thing. Most likely nobody cares about that. And then lastly, overall, your performance as an artist, this is something like, I know maybe this is not the criticism you want to get, but this is another thing that caught my eye immediately, is the way you act and express yourself during playing. So the eyes were running and the face was always like checking stuff. So you were focused on recording. It's like, you know, checking the cameras, checking the sound. Is everything okay? Is that you were acting like a sound engineer, you know, in the room. So making sure that stuff is not falling apart, which is of course good. And I understand, man, I feel your pain, because I know when things go wrong and you're prepared perfectly and then something goes south and the recording is stopped or the cameras die or something. It's a pain in the ass, especially when you do it all by yourself. You have nobody to help you, so it's a nightmare, I know. But But in the end, what us mortals, people see through YouTube is you performing. You know, we don't care. We don't check your gear failing or not working or something. So all of that stuff, like the bottom of the iceberg, it stays with you. We just see the tip, and the tip is you being an actor and entertain us through your video. So it's very, very important that you just try to keep that stuff on the camera. So you have that on tape, you have the in the moment feeling the song, you know, the soul is there, it's singing, you know, all the fire, all that stuff. So, and all of that was missing. Your video was lacking that because it seemed like you were just distracted too much with all the technical issues. You cannot fake emotions. You cannot fake the passion. Fix your drumming in Cubase, but you won't be able to fix your passion in Cubase, okay? So it was still enjoyable to watch. So well done. Very cool. Let's continue with submission
number 7.
Emppu Peltola. And this is Bloodbath, Brave New Hell drum cover. Oh yeah, when the song starts without the count in, and then you're like, let me jump in a bit later. It's interesting how he's hitting the hi-hat from the side, maybe trying to make a bit of space for his left hand on the snare. Oh, watch his left hand with that watch. I think it's like a fitness tracker. Sometimes he's turning his hand during the drumming, and then, yeah, you see, it turns on. He says like, wow, 10,000 calories. Oh, this was nice. Side hi-hat hitting strange, but stylish. Wow, 4/2s. Dylan, did you see that? Great, great. Nice sounding toms. You know, for camera sound, this kit sounds pretty cool. It's relaxed. You see like tentacle, jelly movement, but at the same time, rather hard hitting. Wow, this is great. Even if he touched the hoop of the tom or something, this was still cool. 4/2 is cool. Cool. What's going on? Is everything cool? Ah, Madonna. I love how they leave these moments in the video. Okay, thank you very much for the submission. The good stuff, you have great skills. In my opinion, you have a good technique. You were playing with enough power, enough precision. The rolls were there, the chops were nice, the double bass was there. Overall, the drum kit sounded very cool for such, let's say, low budget quality video, okay? And also the fire was there, more or less. I could tell this by your face and by the overall expression. I could really feel the anger of your playing, so this was cool. The bad stuff, I mean, the quality, yes, of course you could improve a little bit more, both on the video and on the audio. The video, yes, too dark, more lights, more cameras, whatever. Since you're hitting nice and hard, your drums most likely are gonna sound even much better with mics. So of course, this is something I've already talked about even today a few times. The one thing with the pre-count, which is of course silly, but I'm gonna point that out. So like if you're playing with headphones and you have the song in your headphones, maybe at least try to make a click track to it and a pre-count so that you can start together with, I mean, like, but this is just like a very small nuance. Yeah, the fixing the hi-hat in the end was priceless. Don't try to cut that out or fix it, because I think those are very precious moments that you're gonna remember. So I don't consider those a mistake. I actually consider those a very special flavor in the videos. You know, when things go south and you're trying to fix them on the go, it's awesome because it proves that we're all, you know, human beings and shit happens. Well done.
Well done.
Let's continue to our next submission, number 8. From Mr. Firefrost, a song of fire and frost. And this is, wow, Baby Shark Metal Drum Remix. So this is an electric kit, okay? Yeah, why not? So mesh heads. See, he's singing the melody with the toms. Multitasking at its finest. And it's a China, where it's supposed to be a splash usually. Interesting choice. Yeah, he's like, yeah, how silly is this, but I'm enjoying it. Precise kicks. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not sure how he wanted to position those subdivisions with those blasts. You see his left hand, he's like playing French grip down here, so like Nils Dominator style. Thank you for this very joyful submission. The good stuff, I love the way the drum sounded, so I'm not sure if this is considered to be like a very expensive. Most likely this is not a cheap drum kit, you know, because it's like the acoustic kit with mesh heads, with cables, something that Martin at Drum Technique Academy has or used to have. So of course it sounds great, great samples, and it sounded overall nice. The bad stuff, there was this one moment with those blasts in the end, which I was not sure about. How were you supposed to position that on the grid? What subdivision was that? Or maybe I just got lost, or I don't know. It seemed like it was a little bit out of place. But I mean, like overall, this is kind of a silly, let's just have fun drum video, which there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, I do that myself sometimes. So better lights, more cameras, you know, and of course an acoustic kit. Yeah, the acoustic kit always wins. Even if you have the fanciest electric kit, an acoustic kit is always something that you can impress an average enjoyer more with rather than an electric kit. Okay, so thanks. I say we move on with our lives. Submission
Number 9
from Mr. Gabriel Martínez. Okay, and this is Seven Spires. Is that the band where Chris Dovas? Yes, Chris Dovas. Oh, hey, Chris. Probably he's not watching, but whatever. Okay, now it's got stuck in my head. So, Gods of Debauchery. Left foot. Yeah, see, because it's on the offbeat. 1 E. So that's why it's like more intuitive to play with the left foot. That snare sounds strange. Powerful snare on the skank beat. Nice molar on the right hand on the right cymbal, on the hi-hat. He's playing open-handed with the right hi-hat, so he has more space to bash that snare. Check out the height of the stick. Powerful. He's almost reaching his left shoulder with the left stick. Please, we need triggers. So it's a lot of triplet stuff, a lot of triplet action down there. I'm wondering what's the original subdivision. Is it supposed to be dig or which one? Which one, Chris? Maybe Chris can tell us. Yes, he's leading with his left hand. Challenging. See, he's leaning towards playing open-handed most of the time because he feels the necessity of having a nice range with the stick on the snare. So he's prioritizing the powerful snare hits, which is great. It's great for, let's say, sound engineers and sound guys. Overall, sounding good. One quick tip before I forget is your in-ears. Maybe you wanna rather keep them behind your back, not in front of you, because you might, hit them with your stick or pull them out with the stick. Dangerous. That was a cool roll, but I was talking all the time, so I'm sorry that I missed it. I'm an idiot. Those kicks are a deal breaker. The toms sound great. This is like a Pearl Forum series, whatever it says there. So I don't think it's like a very fancy drum kit. Seems like a rather budget drum kit. Those vocals sound like Leprosy. But I think those are female vocals, right? Might be wrong. Not sure. Technical and fast. Well, man, Chris's playing is hard to top, so Yeah, you're tired, I know. Thank you very much for the submission. It was lovely. The good stuff, very powerful hand technique. So rolls and all the stuff that was happening in the upper body was nice. Sounded great. The tom sounded great. The cymbal sounded great. It was super raw, carton box kind of sound, but it's still, you were squeezing out a lot of power. You know, at the same time, relaxed. Great molar technique on the right hand. Great stick height with the left hand. I love that open-handed that was going on there. The bad stuff, I'm gonna start with a small thing. So the production, of course, the audio, better mix, the video, more and better cameras, especially the half decapitated face. Yeah, you got some good lights going on there. And then the biggest issue for me was the kick drum, of course. So first of all, like the muffled sound at these tempos, you were clearly trying to play some fast stuff. So of course, I say that a trigger is definitely recommended here. Okay, so nice, clicky, high frequency kick sample would be much better to hear everything that was going on. But even without a trigger, we could already hear stuff that was happening there, which was not very, very precise. So it was a lot of basement potatoes, you know, falling and rolling down there somewhere. Okay, so it's all there, all that rumbling in there. So that is, of course, something that I think, out of everything that you played, which was a lot of technical stuff, the bass drum is something that is the biggest issue you need to try to fix and work on. Okay, so the bass drum precision, being able to know what subdivisions you're hitting, being able to stay on the grid and making sure that you're playing 8th notes, 8th note triplets, 16th notes, whatever you want to play. And that's why the trigger is going to help you and help us, okay? We don't want uncertain earthquakes, we want precise machine guns. But overall, I think you did great because the rust was awesome, so we all have room to improve, and great job, well done.
Well done.
Let's continue with our final submission, ladies and gentlemen. This is the grand finale submission number 10 for today from Mr. Arjun Diwaker, and this is the Kid Laroi, Justin Bieber, Stay drum remix, completely improvised. Okay, so it's an important thing to know. For anyone who doesn't know Arjun, this guy is insane. He is very young and he's able to hit like 300 and above BPM with his insanely cool looking hand technique. It's like wrists. It's crazy. Go follow this guy on Facebook. I know that he posts on Facebook often in the Drum Nerds group, and some of his stuff is absolutely incredible for his age. So I'm looking forward to Arjun making it big in a few years. Let's watch some Justin Bieber, guys. Yeah. Created with Wondershare Filmora Free Plan. Left hand lead. Oh, the left hand. Amazing. Some Riccardo Merlini going on. Cool. Been falling apart. I don't remember how old is he, like 14, 15, 16, something. Yeah, the hand is amazing. He's leading with his left. I don't recall if he's a lefty. I think, because I spoke to him many times, but I always forget, and I'm very sorry for that. And it's always weird because it's like right-handed drum kit, but leading with the left one. Very cool, very cool. The future young generation of Riccardo Merlini. Insane! Imagine a drummer performing with Justin Bieber like this live, you know? I would totally buy a ticket to see this, even if it's Justin Bieber. Okay. The good stuff, yes, insane technique. We already knew that this is coming, especially because I talked about this before the video. So this was great, absolutely awesome hand technique, improvised ghost notes, and a lot of this fast stuff going on. It was awesome. I loved it very much. Very cool. The bad stuff. Okay, so in terms of production, of course, yeah, camera sound. Like I saw the mics, but I was not sure if there was any sound coming from the mics or it was just camera sound. I don't know. It doesn't really matter how much was produced or it wasn't produced at all. You know, so this was like an improvised rehearsal, let's say jamming around video. So of course it's understandable. You try to improvise, play stuff on spot too much. And because of that, your overall precision suffered. Okay, so like you had a lot of cool patterns, a lot of the ticka on the hi-hat, on the ride, on also the blast, but it seems like you were just trying out too many ideas at the same time, not knowing for sure what you want to play. And because of that, you know, you were like off. You were speeding up. You were a little bit sloppy here and there. You know, there's a difference between good improvisation and bad improvisation. Sometimes you can improvise with your drumming and be super precise. You're prioritizing precision, control, so that thing is fixed. You're like completely comfortable in your box playing that stuff, and you need to make sure that, you know, your performance doesn't suffer. And in that frame and those limits, you're improvising some stuff. And then there is like an improvisation when you're not prioritizing precision. You'd rather just try to play different cool ideas, and then at the same time, because of that, things go wrong because you're like, oh, let me try this cool thing, and then you realize too late that you try to bite off more than you can chew, you know. So that's just the only thing. But overall, anyway, you know, this is amazing for your age. Please make sure that you keep recording yourself, keep improving both your technique, your performance, and the quality of your video and audio. This was very well done, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you very much, guys, girls, and boys. We are here at the very end, so this is the grand finale. We're done with batch number 11. Thank you very much for all you guys. Next time, we're going to be continuing with batch number 12, and these are the next 10 unlucky and brave participants that you can see there. If you'd like to be featured in these series and you haven't participated yet, please make sure that you watch the rules video on how to submit your stuff before sending me any of your submissions, please. It's gonna make my life easier if you follow these instructions. And to anyone else who feels like supporting me on my Patreon, you can always become my patron right here and help me during these dark and uncertain times, so that I can make these videos more frequently in the future, because I really do enjoy making them and I hope that you do enjoy watching them. With that being said, thanks again for all the submissions today and for all the future submissions. I hope to catch you soon. Till then, take care, stay healthy, cheers, bye-bye.
Impressed by this precision? Me too. This is all achievable thanks to the Foot Blaster triggers. Make sure that you head to footblaster.com and use the code Eugene in order to get a discount for your next Foot Blaster trigger purchase.